Hey the YouTube, it's Gunded73 making another episode of Knife Talk, and today we're going to be talking about sort of a variation on the blade finishes, and this one is Stonewash Variances. Now these are the Stonewash knives that I own, and if it's one thing I've noticed about stonewashing is that it's not cut and dry. It's not like, oh yeah, my knife is stonewashed, and then someone else is like, oh yeah, my knife is stonewashed too. They could look completely different from each other, you know. I mean, it varies from how long it's in the tumbled and whatnot, what kind of media they use to tumble it. And I have a few here. I'll start off with the Kershaw and the ZT. These have very similar, sorry for the bump there, very similar blade finishes, and they are both stonewashed. You can see this one is a very dark stonewash, almost sort of a dirty stonewash, if that makes sense. You know, it's darker. I mean, it's sort of flat. You really can't see like the traditional sort of stonewash look to it. You know, I mean, you could sort of see sort of the marks on there, but not really. The 0350 also has this very dark, quote-unquote, dirty stonewash. And Kershaw ZT is moving away from that, especially if you look at their, like the Echelon, the Piston, those knives, and the Knockout, I think, too. They all have their new lighter colored stonewash, which looks more like a Chris Reeve, which is nice. And that's what I'm getting to. Sorry again for the bump. This Cold Steel Voyager also has a stonewash. This is more of a characteristic stonewash in my opinion. You can see it's sort of shiny. You can see all the, if you look at the blade finish, it's almost like it's a bunch of little scratches. Now the nice thing with stonewashing, obviously, besides looking really cool, is that it does hide wear. You know, I mean, this knife doesn't look used at all. I mean, you could pass this off as brand new, but I've been using it, so kind of cool. I think they did a really good job on that, especially for the price. It's kind of funny. I think I saw it in another review, I don't know who, but you don't really see stonewashing in cheap knives. It's kind of funny. You see it mostly in higher end stuff. Now, the last two here are Chris Reeve knives, and they both have a stonewash finish. Now, most people, you know, they'll say, oh yeah, Chris Reeve stonewash, you know. If they don't like it, they'll call it a galvanized trash can look, but if they do like it, they'll say it looks awesome. Personally, I think it looks really nice, but these two knives are very different from one another, in my opinion. This small Sebenza, it's a few years old, and you can see it has that really nice stonewash look, but when you look at the large here, this is an S35 VN. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but you can see, like, on the knife, it's actually reflecting my pseudo tripod. You see that? Whereas the small isn't doing that. This has more of a polish to it, which is really interesting. And I noticed this also on Zippo, this knife that's S35 VN StarTac Sebenza. You know, he was telling me that, you know, it has this sort of polished look to it too. And I think that it has to do with the S35 VN steel, because one of the reasons that makers are transitioning to this is it's easier to work with, easier to polish because it's less wear resistant. So there's less vanadium in it. So that 1% less vanadium in this knife probably made it easier to polish. And you can definitely see it right there. I'm moving these knives about the same. You can just see it's much more polished, which is really interesting. So I'm not sure. I think it's because of the vanadium. That would be my personal opinion. Whoa, another bump. That would be my personal opinion, that the vanadium is less vanadium, less wear resistance, easier to polish. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the views. That was another episode of Knife Talk. Requests are welcome. And I'll see you on the next video.